check me out on Twitch, link in the description below. Many construction contracts later, we are able to unlock the Plank Box Upgrade 2, which holds 100 of every plank. We also have 97 construction, so we can use this plank box to get the last 2 levels. My first thought was to make prawn brokers, since I can disassemble the furniture immediately after building it thanks to the master construction outfit. But the problem is you can only make about 7 or 8 every trip, and you have to keep teleporting to the place and teleporting back. It's kind of annoying. My other option is making mahogany table flat packs on a portable workbench. However, the problem with that is it's much slower than making prawn brokers and is also much slower than doing construction contracts, especially if you have the master construction outfit, which I do. I think with the master construction outfit, using mahogany planks, you can get something around 500k XP an hour doing contracts, but I kind of want to chill out and take a bit of a break for a bit. I ended up making about 600 flat packs on the portable workbench, and then I just came back to the house to make the prawn broker to get the final level, because it's, I don't know, a nicer place to get 99. Get 99 in your house, not in World 84 in Lumbridge, where everyone is just terrible. The construction skill cape is pretty useful if you're training to 120 construction, or if you're just training past 99 for whatever reason. For whatever reason, you might torture yourself doing that. It simply provides you with a chance to not use planks when you're building something. It's like the scroll you get from Demonheim from Dungeoneering, but on the cape. I assume they stack. I'd be surprised if they didn't. I was considering running Elite Dungeon 3 soloing, just because I didn't want to find other people, to get 99 attack, strength, and defense. And I could get about 1 million to 1.2 million XP per hour here. The problem with it is that I hate it because it's boring, since it's so simple and easy to do that you're just doing the same thing over and over again, but it's not so easy that you can just go on autopilot and you don't have to pay attention at all. It's not AFK. If I'm doing something that's not AFK, I want it to be interesting. Elite Dungeon 3 isn't interesting. So maybe if I find another training method that gives me just a little bit less XP, but is way more AFK, that might be the better option. What possible option do I have? Well, I'm glad you asked. But before we get to that, let's turn in some of these penguin points. I reset my weekly penguins to hunt them twice, so I was able to have 51 points and trade in all of those points for quite a lot of XP. I split the XP up between agility and woodcutting. Woodcutting because I wanted to get 96 very fast, so I could start island hopping and find golden bamboo and cut that, since that's some of the best woodcutting XP in the game, and it's very AFK. The agility I picked just because screw agility, who likes to train that. 387,000 agility XP. It's a lot of XP. And we get a level. The great thing about golden bamboo is that once you find it, you just click it, you turn your porter on, and you wait. And it's something like 300,000 XP per hour at level 99. It's some of the best XP in the game. The only problem is you need to find uncharted islands with the golden bamboo on it for you to be able to cut it. So you're going to be island hopping quite a bit, trying to search for it, and it costs supplies to island hop, which costs chimes to buy the supplies to island hop. But fortunately, you can get a quite decent amount of supplies and chimes just by harvesting stuff on the islands. Specifically the bamboo. You could sell the bamboo and make some chimes back, or you can make shark soups if you get some of the ancestral energy and you convert stuff into other stuff so you can have enough salt and turtle shells and whatnot to make shark soups. It's all a big mess of things, and it's really not mandatory content, and it's got nothing to do with maxing, so we're not going to go that far into it. But if you like the arc and you like the aesthetic, I suggest going for the Sandy title. It's quite fun. So here's the training method, and it works really well for ranged because you can't really use Chinchompas in ED3 as effectively as you could use them here. The thing with Chinchompas is it turns all of your attacks, abilities included, into 3x3 damaging attacks. So you drop yourself in the abyss, and you have 10 minutes of being AFK while you just chuck stuff at these abyssal creatures. It's very fast XP, especially if you have a Scrimshaw of Sacrifice. What I should have done at this point was buy a Blood Amulet of Fury so I could heal myself, but I thought, it can't be that bad. How good could a Blood Amulet of Fury really be? I'd probably still have to use Soul Split. Well, I eventually learned I was wrong about that when I switched to melee. But that's in the past. We're going to train our ranged up in the Abyss. To keep myself from burning out, I don't like to train things to 99 immediately. I like to break it up a bit. So here we are in the Barbarian Outpost Advanced Agility course. Why are we here? Well, you see, There is one task in the Fremennik Elite set that requires you to wear the Agile top while doing this course. We don't have the Agile top. How do you get the Agile top? You have to complete the Advanced Barbarian Outpost Agility course 250 times, and then you get the Agile top. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to finally complete the Elite Fremennik Diary, and that will be the final diary in the entire game, and we'll have completed every single one. So that's pretty exciting. But mostly we're doing it because it provides a big chunk of XP we can use on any of our skills. We're specifically going to be using it on rune crafting, because that one's going to take quite a while since we can't train it with Silverhawk feathers, like we can agility. We claim our reward from Advisor Grimm, the guy who's been handling our kingdom while we're gone. So while wearing the Fremennik Sea Boots 4, the Dagonoth Kings will drop Noted Bones, will deal 10% more damage to all of them with auto attacks and 5% more with abilities, and we gain access to an additional section of the Yatizo Mine, containing 4 Banite Rocks and Halvar, who will note the ores. We have unlimited teleports to the Relica Marketplace. We can uselessly trade Suka Teeth and Hides for Pure Essence. NPC Contact can be used to swap to the normal spellbook by speaking to the Oneromancer. We have a further improved rate of gaining approval on Miscellanea and Etcetera. We can toggle our Lyre teleport to Yatizo, Natiznot, Miscellanea, or Etcetera by talking to Olaf the Bard. And we have the ability to see Mune, a thing that we don't care about. And as promised, we're using all of these XP lamps on rune crafting. If I had the full ethereal outfit for rune crafting, I probably wouldn't do this, but soul rune crafting is a bit annoying if you don't have the storage capacity of the body of the Elite Rune Essence Ethereal Law set, whatever it's called. It can store 12 essence in it, and it makes it so you can take 103 essence at most to the soul altar, which means you can charge it 25 charges every time you go. Without it, it can be a bit tedious. I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm finally going to buy a Maz Capability Codex, which I should have done months ago, because it's so friggin' good. We're going to use it to unlock Corruption Shot. Now, Corruption Shot and Corruption Blast are basically the same ability, except one works with magic and one works with ranged. The idea of it is that you hit one enemy with the spell, or the ability, or whatever you want to call it, and then it spreads the damage to other ones. It hits multiple times, so it's like a bleed, and then the bleed spreads to adjacent enemies, and then their bleed spreads to adjacent enemies. So it continuously pulses outward to other enemies. The damage reduces every time it pulses. I think it goes, say, 1,000, 500, 250, 125, 125, 125, or something like that. But it's very good for spreading damage around to many enemies very fast. Now, this isn't a hard science or anything, but I can say Corruption Shot increased my XP rate significantly. I measured how much it was. Without Corruption Shot, I was getting, I think it was around 600,000 XP an hour. Maybe it was 700,000. And with Corruption Shot, it shot it up to like 900,000. And with the Scrimshaw of Sacrifice, it made it even more. And I'm just talking about the ranged XP. I'm not talking about all XP in total, because I'm also getting some HP XP and some summoning XP from the Charming Imp that's dissolving some of the charms. It's not a lot, though. So I don't even know why I brought it up. Now, apparently, you could use Great Chinchompas here. The accuracy in the Abyss isn't really much of an issue. If you have overloads and prayers and stuff, you don't got to worry about it. You could use Great Chinchompas. I used Red Chinchompas because I assumed I'd need the Red Chinchompas. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I didn't even have any augmented armor on either. I was using an offhand attuned, not attuned, an offhand chakram, a crystal chakram, because I didn't want to spend the divine charges. My body, I was wearing the agility outfit XP boost thing, so I was wearing the nimble top and I think the nimble legs because I got Silverhawks on, so I'm going to get more XP for when I train my agility, right? Why would I use anything less? But we got 99 ranged. Ain't that exciting? Now this cape is really good if you do PVM, and most people who play RuneScape 3 are either skillers who don't have 99 range, or if they have 99 range, they're probably into PVM. The cape's effect is pretty simple. It used to be garbage. It would just collect arrows for you, which is pointless. But this one, it increases your ranged special effect chance by 20% of its current chance. So if you use Becriminal Bolts, it increases the rate of them proccing by 20%. It's pretty much mandatory for a max cape perk. Soul Rune Crafting is actually pretty AFK, believe it or not. You come here and you store 100 rune essence inside the altar's mechanism, and then you charge it. Every 4 essence counts as 1 charge, and you can store up to 100 charges. So you make 4 trips of 100 essence, or 89 essence, and you have to make 5 trips because you don't have all the storage space that you could have to be most optimal. Anyway, you sit here for about 2 minutes charging the thing, and then on the last trip, when you have 100 things charged in the altar, you go through the abyss with a demonic skull, and then you craft all the soul runes. And when you go through the abyss, since you get the boost from the demonic skull, and you're getting most of the XP here, as opposed to from when you're charging, this is when you bring your urns and your urn enhancer. It's also probably not a bad idea to bring a power burst of sorcery potion so you can get double soul runes. But you end up getting a huge XP drop. It's very satisfying. Now you'd think the XP drop would be bigger if you had bonus XP. The problem is the demonic skull doesn't stack with bonus XP in a very intuitive way. So bonus XP doesn't really work out too well if you're training with demonic skull crafting. If you're doing Runespan, go for it. The weekly reset also brought to me a traveling merchant with a weekly reset token. So I was able to hunt the penguins again, twice. We're going to buy all these lamps and use all of the lamps on rune crafting. And look at this XP drop. It should have been bigger because I accidentally used one of the huge lamps on its own by mistake, and I got 68,000 XP from that. So it should have been over 400,000. So I came to the Runespan to get the last little bit of XP I needed to get 99 rune crafting. But I may be wondering, why do you have the Nature's Sentinel outfit on? What's up with that? Well, you see, if we spawn an evil tree right now, and if we chop it for a little bit, we'll get 99 woodcutting. Yes, I've been doing some woodcutting alongside doing the rune crafting because I like to break things up. Pretty much every day, just do my daily divine use, my evil tree, and some golden bamboo, and you'll eventually get 99 woodcutting. The rune crafting cape is a weird one because its effect is very useful, but it doesn't really feel like it has anything to do with rune crafting. It just tells you what the best rune for the 3rd slot in the Rune Goldberg machine is, which is unique for everyone. I mean, it can help you get to 100 Viswax very easily. And I'm not saying it's a useful effect, it just doesn't seem like it's related to rune crafting much. I mean, yeah, it's related to runes. But I don't know, I feel maybe the cape should store essence. I don't know, maybe it could store 10 essence or something. It should just do something that makes training runecrafting better, right? Or helps you get more XP, or benefits you when training runecrafting, not just adjacently helping with rune stuff. One of the worst perks in the game is that of the woodcutting cape. It provides an increased chance of receiving bird nests or crystal geodes. Yes, because that's what people care about when they're training woodcutting. Bird nests. So all I have left now is attack, strength, defense, and agility. I'll be in the abyss for a while. So I'm going to try out this Blood Amulet of Fury thing. It costs about 16 mil for the Blood Shard and about 3 mil for the Fury. So we're going to try it on, see how it works. And we're also using a kinetic cyclone in the abyss. You can bring cannons into the abyss, can you believe it? And the kinetic cyclone gives you melee XP. So we don't have an equivalent of corruption shot, but we do have the equivalent of a giant cannon punching everything. With the Scrimshaw of Sacrifice, I was getting around 1.1 to 1.2 million XP per hour. Spread between 3 skills, of course, so it was closer to 350 to 400k XP per hour in each individual skill. Of course, I wanted to get them all to 99 around the same time. And I did, but I didn't do it in the way I really wanted to do it, because I'm an idiot and don't know how to do math. I will say, though, the Blood Amulet of Fury does really work wonders here. I didn't have to use Soul Split, and I didn't have to eat any food whatsoever. The amount of damage you're doing, and the amount of enemies you're hitting, makes the thing proc significantly more than you would expect. And you heal up every time it procs. It's really good. You also may be wondering how much I spent on all the supplies and whatnot. Well, the Scrimshaws of Sacrifice cost about 2 mil an hour, and the cannonballs, you can use about 2,000 cannonballs per hour. So you could do the math that way. Maybe I was spending about 4 or 5 mil XP per hour, and it took me about 8 hours to get all of these things to where I wanted them to go, because I needed about 8 million XP, or 9 million XP, across all 3 skills. So I spent about maybe, what was the 9 times? 36, 40, 50 mil, maybe. But I wanted the 99s fast, so money was no option. You see, I was trying to get my experience really close to, like, single digits because I wanted to get the 99s on rabbits because I thought that'd be cute. Which in retrospect kind of isn't. But I accidentally did numbers wrong, and I killed too many rock crabs, and got 99 attack by mistake, so I just said, screw it, let's get 99 defense, and then we can get 99 strength and not try to do anything cute about it. So we're getting 99 attack, strength, and defense on rock crabs, which I'm sure somebody's done at some point in the past. They just AFK'd the rock crabs for a million years. This is probably back in 2009 or something. But there we go, 399s. We get the defense cape from Harlan in Lumbridge. Now, the defense cape is a very useful cape. It's one that most people put on their max cape. It pretty much acts as a portent of life while it's not on cooldown. So it basically acts as an infinite portent of life that you can use every 2 hours. The attack cape is purchased from Ajat, in the Warriors Guild. It's not a particularly useful cape. It provides you with a slight chance to not have your gear degrade when you're using it. I don't know if that affects augmented gear, and if it doesn't, that means this cape is useless. We get the strength cape from Yarch, Strongarm, and this cape's perk sees a lot of use in the PvM community, especially if you use melee. It causes dismembers damage over time to last an extra 2 seconds, which means your bleeds bleed more. So they do more damage over time. So you do more damage. All that's left is agility. Turns out the Traveling Merchant has a Dragonkin lamp and some advanced pulse cores for sale. We're going to buy both, use the lamp on agility, and use these pulse cores while we're doing the Anachronia course with Silverhawks to get as much XP as possible, because I want to get this out of the way as soon as possible. Well, here it is, the last obstacle until 99 agility. And 99 in all skills. Took some time, but we maxed. Now it's time for us to get a cape. We get the agility cape from Captain Izzy Nobeard in Brimhaven. The cape allows you to complete any agility obstacle without ever failing. But seriously though, we pay 2.7 mil, and we get the max cape from Max in Varrock. And here's our max cape. And we can now teleport to the Max Guild. We can unfurl all the banners that we didn't have unfurled, and we can enter the Max Guild. Finally, as one of the elite who's maxed, because that's totally, I'm an elite. Yeah, definitely. I maxed on a point-and-click game made in 2001. Look at me. You proud of me? Here's the design I'm going with. I think it looks good, matches everything really well. I like the yellow, gray, and black. It is gorgeous. So I guess that's that. We're done. We maxed. I wanted to see how fast it would take me to get to max, and I started in January, and I was able to max before August. So, 8 months, at most. Probably could have done it faster if I put more effort into it, but I'm pretty proud of myself being able to do this in less than a year. Pretty good. Now, our next adventure is somewhere else, with someone else. I ask you to join me. Thanks for watching. Take care.